In a do-it-yourself world, I can do it myself. Is that a myth?
No, it's not a myth. You can do it yourself.
Can you hear me, John?
I can, yes. I just have my own microphone muted, so I wasn't getting noise on your track there. You can do anything yourself, right? Can you get over doing it? Is the question. The answer is obviously yes, because people are doing it all day long. You know what I mean? That's where Justin Bieber came from, stupid little kid on YouTube. You know what I mean? There's lots of people. Adam Carolla was a blogger. You know, people are coming up now that do that, and yeah, you will reach a point, right? And I think most of us have gone through this or will go through this. You reach a point in your career as an actor where you just can't get any farther until you hire an agent. You know, you can't get your records distributed the way you want them to, or you couldn't up until about 5 years ago, unless you've got a record company deal, that kind of thing. So the DIY ethic is critical, I think, and you absolutely can believe that you can do it yourself and make it. And just recognize that, at some point you're going to come to a place where you can do your thing much better when you apply those resources that are newly open to you because you were able to get yourself to a certain point.
I think you,
Make sense?
yeah, answered it perfectly. You said
Right.
no, you can't. It's not a. You can't do it yourself. You want to elaborate?
No, I said you can.
Oh, you can.
You can do it yourself.
Okay.
And then basically to elaborate with what he was talking about, is just like you still have to put in some type of effort. I mean, period. You can do it yourself, and you can get so far, but you still have to make the effort to do anything. So some folks will get discouraged when he mentioned, yeah, you can, you get a lot farther with a major push or major label or major, company backing you and stuff like that. That is absolutely true. But the thing is, some people will get discouraged and they won't even try because they will believe in that and only that. You know what I'm saying? They'll believe in
Yep, yep.
that. They'll believe that I shouldn't do this film because I don't have a major backing. I don't have a major this or that. And then that is going to discourage them, and then they'll film will be on the back burner for years or something like that, and they won't get a chance to showcase their talent to the world. Like I said, they'll get discouraged. But see, if you had the belief in yourself and the belief and the right preparation, you can make anything happen. It's all about studying. You have to study. And we live in the world of the internet to where it's an infinite library right here in the palm of our hands with our phones or with our laptops or tablets and things like that. So it's a wide library. So it's no excuse for you not being able to learn. It's no
I
excuse.
really wanted to just throw out a couple of almost case studies in doing it yourself. Firstly, I've already mentioned Metallica, I'm old enough to remember when they weren't around, and they made themselves. I mean, they made bootleg copies of their own tapes, and that's how that band got to be known before they ever left the San Francisco Bay Area. When I was, 12, 13 years old, people were trading cassettes that are fifth or sixth generation copies of this band, and they built this whole reputation up underground. They never did a video until after they had already, it was after Master of Puppets, right? The first video they did was on the Justice album, which was 1989. So they had already toured opening for Ozzy Osbourne all over the world, all kinds of stuff at that point, well established. And they did all of that, including getting to the point of being signed by a major label, by doing nothing but grinding, right? Throw the chase out, stick the flyers up on the phone poles, on and on and on and on. The other folks that I wanted to mention, I have a personal direct connection to, and I feel like I can't drop the name. When I was in North Carolina in the 90s, the late 90s, working in the professional wrestling business, the people that I was working with was it was really a group of friends, and we kind of called ourselves the Omega Powers, which was a joke and blah, 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 but it didn't matter. But so this is guys like, it's Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Shane Helms, or Gregory Helms as they call him now, Joey Mercury, Shannon Moore, C.W. Anderson. These are all guys, if you're not a wrestling fan, you don't care. Those names don't mean anything to you, but if you are, these are world champions. These are guys that have made millions and millions of dollars, okay? Almost all those cats started out working in basically what was just a backyard trampoline joke fed with a bunch of kids, right? That was what Matt and Jeff did. I went out there more than once myself. And, you know, they got this, you know, rusty old halfway fallen down wrestling ring, sitting in a, you know, yard next to an abandoned trailer somewhere in the woods out by Cameron, North Carolina. And on Saturdays, they'll get up and go out there and throw a bunch of cushions in there and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and take chances and practice and put up shows for their friends. And pretty soon now they're renting RVs and putting up shows and bringing in 500-600 people. And then all of a sudden, pretty soon they're working for other groups, and people in the business are starting to see them. And then pretty soon it's, you know, we're sitting over at their house one night after one weekend after an Omega show, the phone rings, and I hear Matt Hardy go, man, I'd really love to, but we've got a really big indie show that weekend. And it was Jim Ross from the WWE inviting them to come and work WrestleMania, right? And that was, yeah, he's just being a wise guy in response. But the point that I want to make is, at some level, everybody, almost everybody, unless you're born into it, everybody is out there doing it themselves first and foremost. Right? If you're not doing it yourself, you're not doing it. You know? Because you can't wait around for somebody, you know, well, I want to be a drummer. Well, I can't wait to start until the band shows up. You know, I got to learn my thing now. So, you know, definitely do it yourself. Don't ever, ever underestimate the power of just being able to really care about what you're doing, going out there doing it well. If you touch your audience, they are going to reward you. And that's, yeah. I'll get off on that philosophy and just leave it go for there for now.
Okay. All right. Now, one thing I do want to address, and then we'll go to building the mindset. I think this will be a good place to start. So I want to address like the famous acting schools and stuff. I don't want to list any names, but it's the schools to where you pay a significant amount of money, and then you have to pay to use their photographer, and then you have to pay, like they claim that, you know, well, we know agencies, and then they'll have a big convention and agencies are there and you pay for them. So is it a scam or is it not a scam? While everyone's thinking, I will address it. I'm first to say that I don't think it's a scam, because you pay for something, a service, a product, and you get that service and you get that product. As to what extent, you know, like they plug the famous name, oh, this actor went here and that actor went there, and then you do the research and you can't find that actor saying, like, that's where I got my start. I don't know if there's legalities to it or whatever. But I think that there is a more cost-effective way to get there, and I think at the end of the day, because there are no guarantees in this industry, that allows people, you know, especially if you have a name, to kind of make a lot of money off of that name, and they can always say at the end of the day, well, you know, there are no guarantees, but we do have another acting package for you. It's the advanced acting one. So I will say, if they're sending you on auditions that aren't closed room auditions, and if they're sending you on auditions that you can get on your own, it's probably not a wise choice to invest into that. I think there are plenty of ways you can get a decent enough headshot until you get up in the ranks and you want to pay a photographer in, I don't know, LA, New York, you know, $1,000 or $2 for one headshot. I think that you should just avoid those schools. So I'm not saying that they're a scam, but your money will be better served elsewhere. You can find someone else to get you a good deal on a headshot. I mean, you could find acting coaches out there. You can use the internet, like Kool-Aid was saying, and you can research. And like I said, if they're not taking you to closed room auditions, then they're not like a real agency. I'm sorry. If I can Google it and come to the same audition, then I could have just saved my money and just paid my internet bill. So,
Exactly.
anyone else want to address that? Or, and by the way, I've been to one of those. And I did win an award at one of those. But I was like, I could have kept my own money. Because I'm still kind of doing it myself. Did I address it fully?
No, pretty
Okay.
much, pretty much. You know, it all depends on what you're trying to get out of it. Because I'm just be honest. I mean, in this day and age, I don't believe in paying for education like the past. Because, like I said, we live in a world of infinite information with the internet. And you can research a lot of things. And now, if you cannot comprehend some of the things that you research, then yeah, you may need an interpreter. You may need someone to help explain, what you're researching. But at the same time, if you're able to understand these things, you can teach yourself. You know, you can learn, a lot of things by trial and error. And not only that, I mean, different instructors and stuff. So I don't necessarily believe in following the traditions of yesterday. I believe in doing what's right for you. So someone might be able to find a lot of value in paying for some of those schools and services because they have absolutely no training, no resources. They don't know anyone, and this is the only avenue that they can see them learning or being able to be in the industry that they want to be in. But as far as others, they could take certain things and be off and running without going to a college or going to a certain school. Again, it goes back to the self-teaching thing.
Yeah, and I think it all depends on how you learn. To me, I think people put a lot of clout in YouTube University, and I'll be the first to say that I did listen to people like get out there and get Fruity Loops or Pro Tools. Fruity Loops was
Yeah.
supposed to be the best one. Get the mini keyboard, got that with the drum pad and the key. Oh, I've never played an instrument in my life. And I was all summer watching
Forgot the
YouTube
important
video.
part.
Right. And the style of music is more alternative rock and roll. So you can't make a rock beat. They have a beginning, middle, and end. Like my son was able to make a trap beat and my nephew, but I had nothing but some beats and a bell, and then you gotta buy the add-on additions. And I was like, I just wasted my money and a whole summer of YouTube university.
Right.
And I came out with nothing, and it took some hundreds of dollars and paid a professional, and he was able to whip me up a song, and I'm like, I could have just went to work in all those hours I was on YouTube
But
University.
see, the difference is a difference between that. Now, you paid because you wanted to learn the craft, right?
I did not want to learn how to
You
make
just
no
wanted
beat.
you wanted to make a beat, but were you originally getting into that to make a beat just for one song, or were you trying to make many tracks?
I was trying to make mini tracks like everyone talked the hype up about.
Okay. Now, with something like that, there's value in you finding an instructor or someone to come in and help give you a quick crash course on learning what you already started, okay? That would have been value. That would have been school. That would have been an instructor. No, seriously, that would have been school. That would have been a good value for school. You would have paid that person. They would have took you through it, showed you how to make the basics, how to make the tracks the basics, and then from there, once you learn the basics, you can make many, many, many mistakes making your mini tracks. And once you perfect that, then you're going to make money. That investment is going to take care of itself and to take care of you for the rest of your life. Now, you just ban that one beat from that one producer, that one track. You paid for that one track. You got it instantly, but are you going to be able to do it again? You're going to have to keep paying. Every time that you need a track, you're going to keep paying that person. But if you learning, it's just the thing. You give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man to fish, he'll eat for life. So that's just the whole scenario with that. That's
But
all
I
look at.
think with that, it takes time because even when you play an instrument, I'm not a natural. My son is a natural. He can play by ear. My nephew played instruments for 8 years and he had private coaches. I didn't. And I'm not the type that can learn how to play an instrument in 1 year.